Hello, folks. This is Miguel from the Embargo Man channel. Well, I have just erased the previous video. Probably something that I plan to do. What I am wishing. All right, sometimes this is politics and trade. Even though what it is of all this is more like I'm wishing. I mean, I'm in Colombia right now. But I will tell you when I get back to the States, there's some other videos I plan to do. So, what's going on here or what's going on in this country, I mean, they're gonna have an inauguration of a new president. And when I'm talking about trade, right? Politics, trade, whatever it is, this is kind of all these things messed up in some way regarding to so many things in mind, so maybe you might not know, right? So maybe you live in Puerto Rico, and you know what? you know what, after Pelosi's visit to Taiwan, maybe Puerto Rico might be the 50th state of the union. Who knows? Anything could be possible. But hey, talking about all this, I'm talking about what I have talked in my video about, the chicken tax thing. When I see something about chicken tax, and I'm talking about countries that do some tariffs on certain products. Yes, it is. Yes, I do agree there have to have some high tariffs in certain products. And what else I could say? I mean, there's so many things in there, and this is where I could say, okay, this president from here, what to do with this free trade agreement thing? What is of all these products made in the US, meaning that who is going to benefits of the free trade? Well, this is all odds. I'm talking about industry of any country, especially where I live in the United States, that I believe that that the U.S. need to protect its industry in certain things that, in a way, it needs some tariffs of certain products. Well, saying, for example, some foreign corporations set up shop in the USA, in a way of having the competitive edge of the win-win situation. This all happens for a reason, and I'm saying that I would say to allow the FAA to allow unsafe airplanes to. This is more just to protect Boeing if they're slacking. All right, Boeing, if they're slacking, and it's like, I'm just saying that all this come in mind. I would say, thinking of that, I'll have to believe me, favor competition, favor on foreign corporations, setting up shop in the United States, so jobs will be kept in every area. It's like, okay, like I'm saying, to thank Mercedes Benz, BMW, or and even Japanese corporations setting assembly plants in the United States. Why do I say that? Because I haven't thought. I think it is better off. It is better off to set up shops. It's like, okay, let's make some airplanes in Mobile, Alabama. That is more like I favor in that, even though let's talk about all these different types of situations and all that stuff. I mean, this is one thing that I would say individuals, even with candy. And I say about candy, right? I love M&M's. It's one of my favorite candies. But the company who makes it is regarding to Pelosi. I mean, they will say they are of support of the Chinese government or something like that. I mean, they should, start calling the Smarties into bullets or into pellets or into, or something, some other name, shots, rockets could be, yeah, they're actually rockets. And what else if Nestle is out of the chocolate candy business or the confectionery business in the USA? So I was just thinking of changing the name of the Smarties that people in the US know. Change it to rockets, change it to bullets, change it to pellets, and yeah, exactly. I mean, change the name so Hershey could have the rights to distribute the Nestle Smarties, call it Hershey Smarties. Why? It's like a competition is, and let's and then put a little bit of a flag of a Taiwan flag in a company. I mean, what it could do? Even Hershey Park, if they saying Mandarin, they just put the Taiwan flag, right? That means they support Taiwan, right? So that is just one thing that I would say to this. I hope this deal between Nestle and Hershey could, sweeten up the deal of saying that this company supports Taiwan and they're selling Smarties just to have a little edge on Mars, the company that makes M&Ms, right? Am I just thinking if they can sell it in the US, in the United States, I might just get Smarties instead of M&Ms. but it would say Hershey Smarties, right? So speaking of all this, besides Smarties, besides all this, is like I would do just saying that I mean it is. I mean all this free trade agreement stuff. I see that this wouldn't be. Petro is going to be the new president, and all these departments were saying, yeah, I have said this, I have said it before, and I said it again, that this will be people want to do some started companies. Okay, I want a couple is saying, oh, like I want a couple of Boeing 737 airplanes or Boeing whatever, Boeing planes, right? Put Boeing planes, right? So where am I gonna get my shipment? Free trade, more possibly of more of the jobs of the free trade agreement between U.S. and Colombia will more be in favor of Mobile, Alabama, bringing more of their planes, because who knows about safety standards? Who knows? Let's say that everybody follows the FAA. Remember this. China landed Boeing 737 MAX 8 and stuff. I mean, this is where I get through all this, and this is where I see a potential of, it is what it is. I'm not saying that this chicken tax thing will be repeated again, but more likely to, indeed, that I would say that let the FAA work in its way. Let people buy products that are even made in the United States if they're doing free trade with the United States, right? So just saying about this, not all these countries will follow the same rules, right? Not every country follows the same rules. what it is with these rules and following along is that what I want is this. I made this video. I am more of encouraged that I would say let's let's say support. I'm not saying to support American brands, but to support the industry over there. Like each country needs to protect their own industry. Tariffs are pretty good. I mean that what I said, 50% of tariffs on fully built Japanese made motorcycles, so Japanese companies could build motorcycles in the United States. That's just one thing that I agree. I think Reagan did it with cars, and then I hope that this type of thing work that way. Even though I do agree with that, most likely that I'm just saying that I have done so many things in Pixar with the phone. I mean, I remember putting the Grim Reaper and all that stuff, and then what it is true, right? So what it is true is that competition needs to be open. I mean, Comac making their C919s. Would it be better and safer than a Boeing 737 Max? Well, I might say, might be. Who knows? Who knows if U.S. carriers would buy it, or who knows if they're going to buy Chinese-made planes? But but when it comes to Japanese-made products, or let's say besides all this, cars, you have Japanese companies already setting up assembly plants in the United States. This is all to the tariffs. And what I have in mind is this: motorcycles, Harley Davidson knockoffs from China that is coming, being cheaper than their Japanese counterparts, same quality as their Japanese made counterparts. And the reason I would say ban it, why? Because I don't want this company go and face off with just another US based company already freaking based with all a bunch of Japanese motorcycle manufacturers, just to focus on local competitors. If like one company makes a shitty bike, and then like if Harley makes a shitty bike and Indian is kicking its ass, okay, there's a win-win situation. Though we ban a freaking Chinese imitation homage bike, it looks like a Harley Davidson is cheaper, better, and what it is, not to take away jobs, is to protect jobs. And the meaning of that is, okay, two US based companies, one making garbage, one making a better quality product. What it wins, we all wins. The crappy product might end up goes out of business, but you're not fearing danger of a foreign competitor, just another US based company winning against another US based company that makes garbage. That's it. It happened before. It happened with after Boeing has bought out McDonnell Douglas and mergers and all that stuff. Either I don't know how it goes. Just one is afraid of going out of business because they're making crappy products, and against another domestic rival making a better product. Well, win-win situation. Boom. That's it. But what if this is just the US only have one in the aviation industry, they only have one for people riding. Lockheed Martin are making warplanes. Warplanes like F-15, F-6. Who's gonna make a better product, Boeing or Lockheed? They don't make passenger planes anymore. It would be amazing if they could make passenger aircrafts. It's like it would be having that better age to better understand of all these things. Why? Because I always say, or what I think to the mind, local competitors help each other's out. Like saying, I'm saying two different companies making the same product from the same country. One makes garbage, the other one makes better quality. That means the one that is making better quality wins. The other one that is making garbage might just keep up with the program or just lose against their local rival. That's it. And so this is what I'm saying of all this. If all of this comes into this end, if Boeing were to screw up, I mean, this is one market I'm focusing on. I'm looking at you, Japan. Is when this plane falls down, if a Max falls down, either it falls in Japan or that a Japanese citizen die in a plane. Well, probably that citizen might be a CEO of one of the world's top automotive companies that I believe that only makes cars, comes up and makes planes, right? What would happen with this? This is gonna be like, this situation might happen, or that just plain out of reason, a Japanese competitor, probably Mitsubishi, might come and make airplanes, but just now to compete with 737. And that would be a concept that it would be I know it might end up in a fate of a Dutch aircraft manufacturer. This would Boeing end up in the Dutch aircraft manufacturer. I mean, the guy who might be the CEO of one of the largest auto companies to start with sewing machines, and probably have a son died in a Boeing 737 Max, might say mother, and might say the company that went default back in 1996. Yeah. But in a way, to what extent is to what would be to allow to bring jobs in the United States, that would be less to an effect. Like if you haven't let Airbus to make airplanes in Alabama, they will make a new competitor coming for Japan, building a factory in Georgia or in Kentucky, and just build these. But what else? They're gonna stick it up in where to Boeing, making garbage, while the jobs given to its European rival and the new kid on the block that comes from Japan, having workers in the United States. They have the jobs, they gain more jobs. What is a win-win situation in this kind of term, as what I could expect if they're going to raise tariffs, right? Tariffs, if they want to just create more jobs. And I think this could possibly of raising tariffs on something that they might just compete and kick their ass. I mean, it has happened before. It's happening again. All it is to say, let's protect American jobs. Let's just put it this way: of protecting American jobs is to raise some tariffs on foreign products that these foreign companies would say, oh, they're buying more of our stuff. Let's set up a factory in there with higher taxes. Let's set up a factory in the United States for our American customers. This is how it works, right? So this is what I'm waiting for, and this is what trade and politics would be. And all of suddenly that we all know, with there's some countries that they know when most likely there are plenty of countries that they wanted to just buy products made in their own country, especially like Germans would be supporting buying German cars, even though Germans make good products. In a sense, I'm like, what the heck? I'm gonna pay something that is made somewhere else if I could buy something made in my own country and they make a good product. you know and this is with the chicken tax done, thanks to one or a chancellor back in the day doing what is right to say, why the hell we buy something so cheap, and I mean dirt cheap, and then we could buy our own stuff. Yeah, that's right. This is the reason why tariffs sometimes would be necessary. Sometimes creating more jobs would be necessary. I mean that things could work that way. This is just an idea. I don't mind foreign competition. I don't mind about this crap. I don't mind that. You could freaking buy drive your German-made Mercedes Benz, or you could like bid off. Okay, look, they're freaking making Mercedes Benz in Alabama. I don't mind you buying a European built Airbus plane, but hey, look, they're making Airbus planes in Alabama. I don't mind this. And if it's is what is best and what I think that is best for the economy, the US economy, and I know one country that might be doing to do this, if I might just saying in my next video about this, as we all know that free trade agreements could be the TPP have never been passed, being afraid or not letting one country or not letting Amtrak buying this TPP thing, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, is not letting Amtrak buying Japanese-made trains to improve the railway system, to have the U.S. to have their first bullet train. The same thing would happen if one thing is I'm waiting for a candidate, or what would be Biden administration would be that he would be set up to say, okay, let's put some tariffs in certain products from certain countries. Let's put tariffs on Japanese-made airplanes. They're kicking Boeing's ass. What that means? Okay, let's build a factory in the United States. Let's give jobs to these workers, and then the workers in the United States that work for the Japanese company will gain more jobs for the Japanese company that makes airplanes in the United States, while Boeing screws up and they will lose jobs, and they get screwed right from behind where the sun don't shine. I mean, you could write me a comment, you could tell me of all this, because this video I did because I think it is better off to say, if companies screws up, let's say company screws up, and I will tell you what, if this thing happens, if a Boeing 737 MAX either crashes in Japan, or have somebody from Japan crash in a Boeing 737 MAX outside of Japan, I know what they're going to do with Boeing. I know what they're going to do with Boeing when they screw up again. An Australian airliner that we all know that's known to be known for safety, in Japan, what they're going to do is they're going to give Boeing the middle finger when they screw up again, and a Japanese competitor comes in the line right there to intervene. This would be like, I could tell you the truth of all this, Boeing. If you screwed up, if you have an airplane that crashes in Japan, or have somebody from Japan, probably a CEO of a car company, a son of a CEO of a car company, die in one of your planes, then what they going to do, a new company will come out from Japan. You want to play basketball, the Japanese competitor becomes the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan, and that is the truth, and the truth hurts, okay? You might not handle the truth, Boeing, but you guys, please write me a comment, and see you in the next video. Please subscribe to the Embargo Man channel, and I will say everybody needs to be safe in every area, and everybody needs to protect every industry where they live. All right, so goodbye, peace out, and enjoy. See you on the next vid. Bye, peace out.